And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Fawcett. I'm touching base with you as I do every day. And yes, you saw no sound. I'm trying not to, I'm waiting for a sound. I'm going to get my own sound so that way I can monetize the channel. So I can monetize this channel. So that's why you do not hear sound, but you hear a count. You saw a countdown. I like that little countdown. Do you think that countdown is pretty cool? Anyways, what's going on, y'all? How are you doing today? I see first in the building is our wonderful Hannah. She says, "Good morning, Ron and Touch Base Daily family." And we got wonderful Chris is in the building. She says, "Good morning." So good to see everybody. Yes, it is a new time. For those that still don't realize that we are now at 11 o'clock versus 10 o'clock. And I missed you guys yesterday. I wanted to come on board yesterday, but yesterday I was getting part two of my colon examined. So again, for those that don't know, last week I went and got a colonoscopy. They found something that was an anomaly on it. So they were a little concerned. And so yesterday I had my CT scan and my MRI and imaging and everything done. And everything seems to be normal. So look, there's a couple of things that were enlarged, but nothing crazy. My doctor, I'm sure, will get back to me probably today and say, "Hey, okay, we got to go and have a conversation about it." So I missed you guys yesterday. I missed you all. And then I was like, you know what? I got home almost in time to come on. And I left out of there at 10:30. Got on a train. It was so cold in New York yesterday. And it's cold again today. It's 11. It was 11 degrees this morning. I think it got to 10 last night. Yesterday when I went up to get my scans done, it was it was 11 degrees when I left the house. It's been a cold 2 days. Oh, I see Miss G is in the building. Oh, good morning, Miss G. And she's in the building. So it was an interesting first of all, when I got to the place to do the scanning, the CT scan, they have you sit down. You had to get there early, a whole hour early before before they scan you. And so what I ended up doing is they have you sit for a bit just to relax, and then you have to take this white gookity gook. No, it's not gook, but it's like what? It's like a vanilla. You know what it looks like? For those that ever played with Elmer glue when you were a kid, it looked just like Elmer's glue, and you're drinking it. And but it's not Elmer's glue. It's to help them see this. When they put the imaging in, they can see any anomalies. So it helps them to see better. I had to drink 2 bottles of it. I was like, this is ridiculous. This colon thing is crazy. For but it is so necessary. And again, like I said, they didn't see anything that was out of the norm. I got my results this morning, but I am waiting for the doctor to confirm some stuff, and then it's on to the next thing. It's on to the next thing. But again, so all you brothers and sisters out there, get your colon checked. This is a PSA. Get your colon checked. Make sure you 45 starts. And if you have cancer in your family or loved ones that are immediate and it runs in your family, get it done earlier if you can, if your doctors will allow you to. A lot of people have died in their 30s because of colon cancer. So it can happen at any age, but definitely get it checked as soon as you can. The recommended age is 45 now and earlier for those who have cancer running in their family. So I have cancer. Cancer runs on my father's side of the family. Strokes on my mother's side of the family. So you got to know your family history, right? Know your family history. know some of the markers that might be there, and just educate yourself. So definitely get out there and get your colon checked if it is time to get it done. I see also in the building is Mr. Jamel Shabazz is in the building. So good to see you in the building, sir. Always a pleasure. I see Mr. Bryson's in the building. Mr. B says, "What's up, Ron? What's up, RLP fam? What's up, CQ fam? I'm back at home safe and sound. It's 17 degrees in Maryland. Oh, yeah. And all the people on this Gulf Coast, if y'all don't believe in climate change, y'all look, the southern states have been getting more wintry every winter. The southern states are getting more wintry every winter. Louisiana, I do believe they said had got more than 6 inches of snow in New Orleans. In New Orleans, right? Oh man. Even in the panhandle of Florida, lots of snow. Who would have ever dreamed of snow? I mean, not just a couple of, not just a, dusting, real snow. As a matter of fact, the Gulf Coast, Louisiana, Florida, Houston, have gotten more snow this season than New York City. Isn't that something? The world is changing. The world is changing. Hey, Kelly A's in the building. She says, yes, snow on the beach. I saw that in Florida. At the beaches, snow. Man. Yeah, Bison says, you better bundle up. You better bundle it up. G says, 11 inches in some Louisiana cities. 11 inches. Yes, in the interiors. Same thing going up to South Carolina, North Carolina. The interiors got lots of snow. Hey, Anthony is in the building. He says, good morning. And I see Aya is in the building. Yes, Aya. Bryson said, first time snow in Florida. Yep, some places have never seen snow before. Never seen snow before. So anyway, we got a lot to talk about. Because I wasn't here yesterday, so much was happening, but that I was like, oh my gosh, I should just go online just to be going online. But I said, no, Ron, just calm down. And because it was so funny, because I was gonna go. I said, like I said, I was gonna come home and come online because I got out of my doctor's appointment faster than I thought. I didn't think it was gonna be so easy and fast. And because like I said, my appointment was at 8:50, and my procedure was at 10 o'clock. I was done by 10:30. I was home by 11:15ish. 11 o'clock, really, to be quite honest. And but then my client calls me and he said, while I'm on the train to get my procedure, the x-rays done, I should say the CT scan, on the way to the clinic, he says, hey, I'm so sorry for this last minute request, but is it possible you can photograph our event today? And I was like, I don't have my equipment with me, and I'm on my way to the doctor's. So, but I was able to come home, change, get myself together, get my equipment, and I was able to photograph an amazing networking business conference in New York City, in Times Square. The Tavern community put on an amazing event yesterday. Great speakers. I took a lot of photos. Great. This particular space. Maybe let me see if I can bring some of this up so you can see it. Maybe I could do that. And hold on a second. 365. Dum 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 dum. Okay, update now. Looks good. Everything looks good. Okay, excellent. Okay, so let me go to my page here and I can share some of the photos from yesterday since I already sent that out to them. And it was a great, I mean, some places, sometimes your clients, when they have events, they're in very, I call it light challenged spaces as a photographer. But this space, um, my client said, "So how do you like this space?" I said, "I love this space." And I'm going to show you why for all these photographers out there. And happy hump day to all the photographers out there in the world and everybody, all you creatives. But I gotta send a special, a special hump day, some hump day love to the photographers out there. So I ended up photographing this event, and I'm going to share with you. And also for those that don't know, uh, how Tavern Community became my client is because of our Focus Friday. Can you believe that? See, it is a good thing to give shout outs to people. It not that we do it for that, but you never know what's going to happen when you are good to people. And Ben, who's in charge of Tavern Community, reached out to me after we had shouted him out. I saw him online, and I was like, I like this vibe. Mentioned it to you guys. He sent me a DM. We start talking, and then he was like, "Can you? Will you be able to be our photographer?" And so here I've been. I've photographed several of their events over last year because of the connection and meeting someone through social media. So for those that underestimate the power of social media, and here we are. So let me just show you some of the photos from yesterday, and I'm gonna So it was a beautiful event, and I just wanted to share some of the things that I do. I say I'm going to be more sharing in my work with you all, so that way you can see what I do. And if you have any questions, and if I can help you along the way, maybe you are a photographer and you want to be an event photographer, or you want to do headshots and work for corporate America, and you're interested in that, you can give me, slide into the DM, or like when we have these, when I'm showing, you can ask questions. So I want to be more, I think I said this year, I just want to be more transparent, even though I'm usually transparent, but I really want I'm just going to lay it bare for you all, what I do, and some of my feelings on a bunch of stuff. So here we go. So this was the facility. And so I like to get there early. I try to get there usually a half hour early to kind of like scan the place, kind of like move around and see where my angles are going to be, and what where the people are going to be standing, and where's my little safe spots in the room, and what's my perfect spots to be able to my advantage. I should call it the advantage points. So I began to take photos of the event, and there were people from so many, it was interesting because what they do is they have workspace time, and then they had the actual show. What I loved about this space is that you had these two monitors, and Tavern Community made use of them. So one of the responsibilities of being an event corporate photographer is to get the branding of your clients in the frame. Now, you can't get it in every frame, but you always want to try to get the branding in your frame, so that way the client, the clients are really happy when they see their names. But that's the job of a corporate event photographer. It's like being the president's photographer. The president travels and the photographer travels and keeps sharing the photos of the brand of that president. These are some of the speakers. Again, the monitors, I made use of those monitors. got some silhouettes, got some where the people you can't really see their faces, so that they can use them later on for marketing if they want to. They can say, Ron, we want to use this photo for marketing, and they'll pay extra for it. But I mean, you had a lot of people there. Great. Again, and another bonus of being an event photographer is the ability to learn. And so you see here, you see the branding, you see in there, you see the tavern community. So trying to get those frames where you see the speakers and the clients and all the people, the guests. So it was a good day for photography. I was glad to do it, even though it was at the last minute. It was still worth it. I was able to get there in time and get these shots for the client, and then I'm sure it'll open doors for other projects. So a lot of these were CEOs from different corporations. You had the CEO, not CEO, but one of the, I think this finance officer for Squarespace was there, and a bunch of companies. But I told the guy from Square, I told him, I said, I love Squarespace. Let's get together. But yeah, so you see the branding in the back of the room, the back of the space. So it was really the light was perfect, right, Anthony? You said great natural light. Man, when I told Ben, I said, Ben, this was the perfect space for the photographer. I mean, I loved photographing in this space. So, and let me go back to that. Hold on a second. There we go. And it was very quaint. It was a good space, but got some really good shots. And so this is what I do when I'm photographing for my clients, all my corporate clients out there. And at the end, I like to assemble. My clients don't usually think about it, but I like to think about it, and then that makes me look even more of a star. Is I always whisper into my client's ear, and I will say, I want to take a photo of all the guest speakers together. Now, you would think that would be something so obvious, but a lot of times people forget either in the beginning before the event, as the event is starting, or at the end of the event as an event photographer, you want to say to the person that your point person is, usually the marketing director or the person that's in charge, and you say, at the end of this speaking event, as they end, I want to gather the event speakers together and photograph them. And so we did that. And then obviously there was an extra after the speaking, and everyone's mingling and talking and sharing. So these were great. It was a great time to be able to be a part of this event. So there you have it. That's what I do. So that's what after I got my my colon imaging done, I had to run home, grab my camera, run back to the city. And because it was so cold, I had to ride the trains. And for those that know, I ride the bike for everything. But yesterday it was so cold. It was no way I was riding anyone's bike. So my city bike, well, I did ride the city bike to the train station, but that is as far as I was able to ride. I see some more people walked in the building. Hey, Mr. Adrian is in the building. He said, sorry, I'm late. Sunny boy. And Grand Rising RLP family from the wonderful Amparo. Yes, so that was just I just wanted to share a little bit of what I do in photography. Okay, let's get to some headlines. Let's talk. I want to hear what you guys, I want you to, first of all, if you are here, make sure you hit the likes. Hit the likes. It should be an automatic. As soon as you enter the room, hit the like. Okay, we got to get that into the habit, because that's what, the algorithms. It's all about the algorithms. Okay, so let's talk about some headlines. First of all, what should we talk? So much has happened. I just wanted to bring this to your attention. You may not have heard of this. Look it up. Yeah, when I present these things, I just want you to go on Google and look it up, or go on YouTube or whatever. But there's something right now called SIM swapping. I don't know if you've heard of it. Has anyone heard of this? The SIM swapping? And what these folks are doing is that they're calling up your telecommunication company. This has been so far with Apple phones. And what they've done, because now Apple phones have eSIMs versus the old SIMs. So the eSIMs, what they're doing is they're calling up the communication companies and saying, "Hey, I got a new phone, or I got a phone, or I have another phone, and I need to make a change or whatever." And some of the carriers are buying into it, and then the person gets hold of that information, gets the SIM, and then wipes out the bank accounts of those people that they're hijacking. So it's just something to be aware. I don't even know how you can prevent this, other than I have no idea, but it's something to be aware of, especially those that have Apple phones. Yeah, so there was a couple of incidents that happened, and so be aware. I'm not sure if main news is talking about it, but it was definitely talked about on the internet with some folks. Okay, did anyone hear about this out there? Your post today brought it to my attention. Okay, great, great. Okay, yeah. So beware of the SIM swapping. Look it up. It's some interesting information. It's a lot. I don't want to go into all of it, but definitely it's something you need to put on your radar. And I'm not sure the carriers creating did not read if their carriers are doing any safeguards. So which I find it weird, because usually you have to have a password. You have to have a password to call them on your phone, the carrier, to make changes. You have to be able to say your name, your birthday, your 4 digits of your social security, and you have to usually verify. So not sure how this is happening. And are there people that are getting people's information? And then, as people learn in law enforcement, the people that are doing the crimes are people that you know. The people closest to you can get you in a crime. So there you go. Here's another story for today that's out there in the ecosystem. Everyone's talking about the bishop's moment. Now, y'all saw the bishop. Did y'all see her at the Washington prayer? What was it? Prayer event that they have for the presidential. When the president's first prayer, they get together the church. The president. Man, if a picture could have 1,000 words, let me get that up for you guys. I mean, wow! Did you guys see? And what she said was the most important thing. She admonished them, Trump and the Trump administration that was there, to be to have Christian virtues, to have mercy, to look at the poor, to treat immigrants with dignity. It was a moment. I'm going to bring it up. Hold on a second. I am going to get that on the screen. Whoa, it was. Hold on. It was something to be seen. Did you guys see that one yesterday on your screen? She's talking on the View now. Oh, she is. Oh, great. They should bring it up. Employees perform proper security checks after this. Yes, regarding the phone SIMs. Yes. Thank you, Kimmy Kim. Man, I tell you, she was tremendous. Oh, Janice says, made me so proud to be part of her tribe. It wasn't her first time at the rodeo. Yes, if you missed, I'm going to my history so that way I can share that with you. Oh man, she brought it home yesterday. She really did bring it home. And folks, and then obviously Trump this morning or late last, who knows, early in the morning, Trump name called her, bashed her. Could you imagine bashing a minister of the gospel? This goes to show you what we're in for. And those Christians that were deceived, they're about to find out. They're about to find out. The Christians that voted for this man are about to find out. Here we go. Here we go. Let me show. Here we go. Absolutely. Oh, it's so cool. Okay, here we go. And okay, where was I? Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Oh, wrong page. Wrong YouTube. Wrong YouTube. Sorry about that, guys. And Bishop. There we go. So here we are live. Here we are. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And this was so good. So good. Here we go. Let me share it with you. Let me share it. Share screen. And here we go. Here we go.
Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meatpacking plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation. But the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land. May God grant us the strength and courage to honor the dignity of every human being, to speak the truth to one another in love, and walk humbly with each other and our God for the good of all people in this nation and the world.
Wasn't that powerful? Now, that was the PBS version. So it doesn't show you Trump's expression and JD Vance expression and all that stuff. But man, I mean, talk about being put on the spot. Did anyone see this? Did anyone see this in the news? Was this something that you guys saw? Well, it was definitely one of those things that was a delight for me. And I'll show you another clip. Hold on a second. And because he was in shock. I mean, it was just to see the expression. This is the one that was really from Palm Beach Post. Hold on a second, and I know, and I'm just gonna just let you guys. We're gonna go to the next thing. It was his facial expressions said it all, as if, how dare you? Yeah. Look at that. Here we go.
Threshold requirement for people to live in freedom and together in a free society. It is the solid rock, as Jesus said, in this case, upon which to build a nation. It is not conformity. It is not victory. It is not polite weariness or each other. Unity is relatively easy. The people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meatpacking plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation. But the vast majority of immigrants
He is
are not
seething.
criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples.
So you get it. You get it.
I ask you to have mercy.
You probably already seen it, but it was definitely something to be seen, to be held. And again, a lot of people are also saying that, you remember the swearing in is that Trump did not put his hand on the Bible. And, now Obama did not put his hand on the Bible. If any of these, other presidents had not done so, it would have been an uproar. But again, the overlooking of everything that this guy is doing. The media is complicit, obviously. I want to talk about the media and what we are. The media is never. The American media is not going to tell us the truth. They have already been bought and sold. They've already been bought and sold. I mean, when you think about what this guy has done in the last 72 hours, it's been ridiculous. I see some folks came in the building. Lisa's in the building. What's going on, Lisa? Lisa says, hi, everyone. The bishop was just on The View. She is amazing. He is a clown. Yeah, it was, yeah, very bad, very bad. He has repeated, he has repealed the Equal Employment Opportunity Act of 1965. It's getting real, y'all. It's going to get very real if it isn't real to you already. Yes, that's good for the BBC. But yeah, this is where we are. This is where we are. But the bishop, she did her thing. Also, let's go to the next videotape. Let's see what you guys feels about this one. I'm sure you know where I'm going. And so this is what's going also online right now. It was heard around the world. And which one should I use? Because all of them are so good. But we'll go with this one. Okay, let's go with this one. And here we go. And the salute that was seen around the world. Now, this is when they tell you not to believe.
I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
So you've seen it, and I would like to know what you guys think. Was that? Well, I already know because I've done enough history studies to know the basics of a Nazi salute. But anyway, I am curious of how you guys feel in this community about what you saw. Do you believe what you saw, or as you see, the media is not really tackling it? I'll be in the house. Yeah. What's up, Lisa? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? And we'll keep it. Wait, let's see. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Sorry, my bad. As I get these, the salute is the salute, and I mean, we all. I don't know how many people have read history, German history, or Nazi history. I mean, it doesn't get more. I mean, people are blaming it on him being on the spectrum. People are blaming it on everything else. Any voices out there? I would love to. Adrian, anybody, Lisa, any of the vocal people. What do you think? What do you feel is happening? One is, why is the news media not talking about it? Like, you would think that there would be all kinds of talk. There would be all kinds of, this is his family who moved, like his grandfather, I think his father or his grandfather, maybe it was his father, moved from Canada to make sure that he was a part of the apartheid in South Africa. That's why they moved from Canada to South Africa. And see, when I was living in South Africa for a bit, they took us on historical tours, right? So we were on these historical tours, and they would take us. Apartheid had a lot of Nazis behavior and people from these backgrounds that participated in the apartheid movement, which was racist to the core. And like Elise always talks about, based on creating caste systems. But when you go to South Africa, they show you spaces. Literally, when you go to the museum in South Africa, they actually give you a history, and they show you the connection between Nazism and apartheid in two of the museums. The agent says, here's the thing: the Nazis repurposed the swastika, and they repurposed the salute. He did what he did, and we gloss it over. Exactly. I see here, they talked about it. They said it was an awkward movement because he was autistic, or has autism. A bunch of BS. Or should I just say bullshit? Play that side by side clip you sent me. If it's allowed. I do believe, I'm not sure if it's allowed on YouTube. And Paulo says, sadly, Hitler designed his system after U.S. discrimination practices. So there's that. Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, they sent people. If you have not seen the book, if you have not read the book about Cass or saw the movie Cass, you will learn in that movie is that before the Nazis really took hold of Germany, the folks that were in charge sent people to America to observe racism in America and America's caste system, and then used it to implement it against the Jews and others in Germany. America has taught many bad things. So all those folks that are looking for America's great again, we're probably as great as we're going to get. I see Jamel Shabazz says, you was letting the fan base know that they are now in the seat of power. Do check out the movie, The Boys from Brazil. Okay, we got to put that in there. The Boys from Brazil. Jamel Shabazz has recommended. And I remember when I was in South Africa and the power of the apartheid. And also after the Nazis left Germany, after the fall of German, of Nazism, they moved to Argentina, Chile, South Africa, West South Africa at the time, which is now Namibia. And they made their homes as far away. They all went down to the bottom of the planet and other places. Some came to live here in America. So when you also have, when Elon did his salute, the Nazi people around the globe were excited because they recognize that salute. That salute is, and the cadence of that salute matches the cadence of the Nazis and the ones, even the people that marched in Ohio a couple of weeks, was it November? It's the same cadence. And that, if you want, I'm not a specialist in this, but if you look at his face, the same fervor and facial movement as the hand goes up is exactly the same. And all of the white supremacist Nazi groups applaud him after he did it. So for all of the people that don't understand what it is, the people that know what it is understood what it was. And then what was sad, a lot of people were saying, this on Roland Martin, maybe I can get that one up, but they were talking about, how about me getting that one up? Let me get that up, because this brings some, I like the way Roland broke it down. And let me put that on here. There we go. Let me get that squared away. I see. Oh, let me see what else you guys are saying here as I'm doing that. I see Janet Fisher says, nope, let me see Janet. Janet says, currently Germany owns up to its history and they recognize there is an undercurrent of Nazism throughout their country. Think soccer games. Now, one of my best friends is German. And he was in Germany not too long ago. And the Nazi Germans are trying to make a comeback. He was shocked. And we also know that Elon Musk, according to the news, has been in England or Great Britain, been to Germany, and been to other European countries to give pressure to those governments to be anti-immigrant and to be far right. So this is not something if this was an isolated moment, even in an isolated moment, for those that know history, have seen it. We know what a Nazi salute looks like. We all know what it looks like. If you just looked at Private Ryan, look at a movie, look at any movie based in the 1930s. We all know what that salute looked like. There's a cadence, there's a movement, there's the hit of the chest first, and then hit over. That is the salute. Anyway, let me show you how Roland and them broke it down. I thought they did a good job yesterday. So, and Roland really goes into it, and I thought it was worth you sharing it with you, so that way you can see it. Here we go. Oh, let me get that screen here, because the media is not talking about it. This is if there was anything to talk about, the richest man in the world, and this.
This one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
He was finishing his speech, and he walked out all excited, running around, and then he does this salute. Do we have it fixed now? So Elon Musk at the rally, he does this salute. Now, what's funny is that, or not what's funny. So what has happened is that after he does this, I mean, all these people, I mean, social media goes crazy. People like, wait a minute, what did we just see? And then you got folks sitting here, oh my goodness, that's not what he did. That is what he did. He didn't do it. He didn't salute. I mean, you've seen, I mean, I'm talking about a whole bunch of back and forth, what they claim he did not do. Now, first of all, let's be clear. He did it twice. He did it twice in the particular video. And so just go to my iPad, watch this.
Download the Paris Baguette app to become a PB Rewards member and fuel your new year with a $3.
So one time, he does it again.
It's not a mistake when you do it twice.
Here's what's crazy. I guess again, you have the right folks. You have them defending him. Did y'all pull the video of the Nazi protesters and they compare the two videos? Did y'all pull the video? All right, roll it. No, Elon. The Nazi video, no, not that. That's from the hearing. There was a video where these Nazis were protesting. They did the sign, and then they played Elon, and it looked the same. Looked the exact same. Now, I'm going to find it, because y'all don't have it? All right. Anyway, I'm going to find it. This is the ADL.
The truth, and we're not dumb people.
Let's just, so watch this.
Thank you.
There it is.
I'm sorry. It looked quite damn simple. Just in case anybody missed it, let me go ahead and just run that back. Okay, just watch this again.
Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
Look.
So check it out. If you get a chance, check out Roland Martin. Really, they do a really good breakdown, and all the people that are bending backwards to accept this. People, how's the best way to describe this? I mean, people have to freaking wake up. The thing is, if you read the history of the 1930s, this is called conditioning. When the media and all the people in power begin to just say, oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. And what happens, you soften your outrage to something that is really wrong. Right? And for all of us out here who are of color, women, men who are poor, that are white, all of the least of them, as they want to say, this is very, very dangerous. Our eyes did not lie what we saw. And remember I talked, when you see Roland shows with all the group and the cadence, there's a particular cadence. And if you take Elon's movements and match them to any other film that has the salute, it is in cadence. And I love Jamal says, Musk is on a mission to reinvigorate white supremacy throughout Europe. Think about this. This is not far. Apples do not fall far from the tree, as the old saying goes. These people are from South Africa. The king, the most modern expression of apartheid that we have in the world. And until you actually have gone to South Africa, I've had the opportunity to go twice, visit once, live there for several months, the second time. And when you listen to South Africans, how bad it was, how horrible it was, creating tears of hatred based on the shade of your skin. They used to have they had a ruler that had shades of color on the ruler, and they would match it to your skin. And based on the level on the ruler is how much rights you had in society. This is Nazism is nothing to be played with. And I know you probably think, why are you connecting apartheid with Nazism? They have a lot of Nazi behavior, and folks that believe in Nazism have also made their way and connect themselves to apartheid in South Africa. And when you go and you get your history, you know me, I'm the history guy. So you go to the seminars, and you go to the museums and how they lay it out. This is nothing we should be very, very alarmed. And it blows me away, but I know where we are and where we are in this society in America. When you have all of these oligarchs that are now ruling, allegedly, I should say, because we don't have it documented. But these folks mean what they mean. And Maya Angelou says it, right? When people show you, or when they tell you who they are, freaking believe it. Why is it so hard to believe what you see? We live in the era of Trump, when everything we see is not real to them. And they want you to think it's not real. January 6th, those people have been let out into the world by a criminal. That's another subject. But Nazism is real. It is spreading. And thanks to the internet, they are working together in the dark rooms, the dark back rooms of the internet, recruiting young men and women. Is something to be alarmed about. And I say the Elon moment is a time to educate your children and say, you know what? Let me tell you the history of this. Again, if all of the white supremacist groups gave homage to Elon, when he did it, that means he did it. It's only the media and the other groups that are saying, oh, he was, we gotta have mercy, we gotta have grace, we gotta, treat him because he has autism. He's on the spectrum. Well, last I checked, I've never seen any child I know that's on the spectrum or has autism do such a movement. I have friends with autistic children. It's an insult to autistic people. Right? It's an insult that someone would say because of his autism. He does the Nazi salute. Number one, we also know in human behavior, even if that was true, even if there was some behavior that he picked up, he obviously practiced it before somewhere. You don't just come up with that. That just doesn't come out of the wind. So guys, in this new era we're in, let's be more vigilant. Let's be smart. Let us see what is happening because it is real. It is real. Let me see what you guys are saying in here. Janet says, today that Nazi sentiment is prevalent in Hungary. Very much so. It is what helped Hungary become an oligarchy. It was how the president of Hungary totally changed and got rid of democracy, which the Trumpsters worship. Wake up. I just cannot believe how asleep this country is, and the corporations are putting you to sleep. I would think this would be big news. This should have been on the headlines. That should have been a cover story. But it wasn't. Bury the story. Where is journalism today? Anthony says, America wrote the playbook on racism and segregation. When I read that in cast, I was not surprised, but it was still mind-blowing at the same time. Anthony, again, a country that is a baby compared to the rest of the world has such a negative influence. And Paro says, my thing is that he did it in public. Think of how many people knew that he would do it and didn't care, or those who aren't bothered or sickened. Dr. Tachi says, these people are too daft to understand emotions. All they are affected by is threats to their money. This is something, Lisa mentioned something here that I've been, I said we definitely will talk about on this platform, is that, guys, we have to start thinking the worst. It's like I learned from my two Jewish friends when I worked on Wall Street, Jaime and Hesh. I will never forget Jaime and Hesh. I was young. I was in my 20s. I just started there. And they were Hasidic Jewish men. And they were the ones that encouraged me to get my passport. I was, I didn't know anything about the passport. I didn't need it to go to Canada, so I didn't need it to go anywhere else. So I never even thought about a passport. And then it's Hesh that used to say, to me, He says, make sure you put your money in different accounts if you can. Either we have bank accounts or we have bank accounts around the world, because we will not be caught out there again. We teach our children from birth what happened in history, so they will never be surprised when it happens again. He used to talk about this all the time. And this is 1987. 1980. I'm this new black kid on the stock exchange. Most thing I'm a police officer because they don't know who I am. They thought I was there for the drugs. And they thought I was a cop. they thought I was a undercover cop. But Jaime and Hesh, they used to talk about it all the time. There are certain things that my Jewish friends have that I wish the black community had. And that is the practice of passing down important information of the struggles. I wish, I mean, some of my parents, some of the older people in my life definitely have shared with me about the civil rights movement, the pain, the agony. Is one other reason why I'm fervent about it. But also, most of it I learned because of history, reading it in a book, not because someone sat down at the table and taught it every day in my family household. It is so important. When these moments happen, these are what I call teachable moments. These are teachable moments where your children are seeing this happening in real time. It is time to have conversations with your young ones, if you haven't already, about what's happening in America. We are going to go through some very dark times. We're going to go through some very dark times. You see the hate. You see the hate. You saw the hate in the last administration when this man took office. It's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. Lisa says here, everyone should stock up on canned goods because food is about to go sky high. These 25% tariffs are just the beginning. Rounding up immigrants is going to be the downfall of our farms and factories. We have to be vigilant. We have to wake up to what's going on around us. We have to see, we have to teach, we have to share. We have to use our platforms. Right? If you just have 5 people following you, at least you made 5 people wiser. Right? Because not the numbers, it's who's listening. Yeah. I'm looking at here. I'm reading what you guys are saying. Here we go. Also, Empire says, our fraternity and sororities, some also has something called the brown paper bag test. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, that comes from the apart. Man, I wish I could put you all on planes and take you to South Africa and have, because, it's interesting, even though we have our family members that have gone through the civil rights movement, apartheid is so recent, and you have so many people that have experienced it and that will tell you stories about it. And people have been warning us in America. It's no coincidence that you have 3 people from South Africa making behind the scene shakings and moving. What, the guy that's in charge from PayPal? He's from South Africa. Elon Musk, South Africa. And it's one more of the techies, the tech bros, they call them. It's no coincidence. They lost it in South Africa, but they said, you know what? The best way to get it back is through America. Think about that. They couldn't account. They got overturned and put out of Africa, South Africa, but they still, the remnants is still there because they're trying to make a reemergence. But they have hijacked the American presidency. They have hijacked, and they're trying to hijack other democracies around the world. This is not just a United States situation, even though the United States has lots of power and influence. That's what makes it so dangerous for America. Lisa says, I saw a black couple on the news saying they are happy the DEI was rolled back. Can you believe that foolishness? Anthony says, my son is on the spectrum and it is insulting. I agree. Lisa says, first of all, has what was formerly called Asperger syndrome, which a high-functioning autistic person who has issues with social cues. There are other symptoms, but Nazi signs are not one of them. Jamel says, please watch The Boys from Brazil. I'm going to watch The Boys from Brazil. And do know that the colors of Nazis are red and gray. They flaunt those colors. Yes. Oh, yes. And Bryson says, and The Purge. It's The Purge right now. It's definitely the Hunger Games. And definitely The Handmaid's Tales. And Jamel says, The Purge. Jamel says, each one teach one. And Lisa says, I was wondering, would the police not protect him as much because of the J6 pardons? No, I'm not even going to go into the J6 because that's too much. That take up too much time. But the J6 pardons, for those that don't know, there were police that were in the J6. There were police that went to jail. There are military soldiers that were part of the J6, insurrectionists. Hello? Back the blue? These people don't care about backing the blue. They don't care about backing the blue. Only the blue that supports white supremacy. I hope I don't get into trouble, but I'm going to say it. But that's the real. The real is that they don't care about the blue. They don't care about the police officers that put their lives on the line, the good ones. They don't care about them. They don't. We see it in the videos. We see it. We see it. We see it. It's two justices. I'll never forget watching a video of a white dude beating up a cop. They're trying to arrest him, and he's beating them up. He is beating them down. Now, if he was black, he would have been shot. But because he's a white guy, he was beating the police officer. Giving them a good whooping, as they say. And they did nothing but try to, wrestle with him and try to get him and try to get the cuffs on him. And they chased after him. They ran after him. It was ridiculous. But these people don't care about the blue. Trump doesn't care about the blue. And there's some good police officers, but they don't care about the good officers. And remember, if you're a good officer, they got to get something on you so that way they can turn you. It's not just in Hollywood. So guys, this is where we are. This is where we are. And that I do believe for every person, don't let this Elon salute be wasted. Do not let the Elon salute be wasted. Take this opportunity to share it with your friends, and hopefully it will wake them up. This is America. What America was on the 19th is not what it is on the 20th. As of noon, the 20th. This is Trump's America. Nazi, white supremacists, white Christian nationalists. That's where we are. This is where we are. And they're rolling back everything that will protect you. The amendments. Going to try to change the amendments. They're trying to get rid of it all, y'all. They're trying to get rid of it all. Now, there's a lot of people right now in court against some of these rulings, these executive, signings. Yeah. Let's use this opportunity to teach others that they must not forget where we were before the amendments. If you don't know the 14th, 15th, 16th Amendment, read it. So you could understand what you're defending. The 14th, 15th, 16th Amendments. Read them. Read them. Because you are going to have to defend it. And those amendments were put there because of your ancestors, if you're Black. Because those who were enslaved. The birthright was put there because of slavery. So guys, let the Elon salute motivate you to educate yourself, to teach others. All you have to do is share with one person, and then tell them to share it with someone. You can't get a more better visual. We heard them at the rally, and we heard them when they were speaking at the rally in Madison Square Garden. How many times do they have to share it and show us who they are before we believe them? I believe them. I believe Trump is going to do everything he has put his mind to do, and all those people that are around him that are putting it in his mind to do. They are not playing. Project 2025 is real, and all we can do is use the courts, and we can. Hopefully we can. Oof. I was not planning to go down this direction. But you know what? I always say, look, this is where we are. This is the new year we're in. This is the new era. Everyone has to use their platforms, pulpits, podiums to teach. Don't waste these moments, these teachable moments. Lisa said, I think going forward, we can all say anything. So I don't think you will get in trouble. Oh, that's right. Now you can say whatever you want online. I forgot. You can say anything you want. Also, I see here. But there was one lady that said she refused the pardon because she was guilty. She said, I pled guilty because I was guilty and I do not accept the pardon. Wow. Did not know about her. Kelly A says, exactly. One of the guys hit the Capitol Police with a flagpole and he is now free. They don't care about the blue. Jamel Shabazz says, it's all about persevering white supremacy at all costs. Trump was their last hope. And the sleepy America put him back in office. I will add on to that. America is asleep. And while America was asleep, they got back into office. They started the coup. And then they made folks believe in their coup. And they came back, and who knows what they did to get back. We don't know if there was cheating or not, but let me tell you, it's kind of odd that all 7 swing states went for the presidency of Donald Trump. By small margins, nonetheless. All you have to do is keep people from voting. And you also put in money into it. Put in all that money. Lisa says, I saw a video that said YouTube people are only 7%. Is that true? I don't know what that means. Video said YouTube people are only 7%. I need more information. More information. POC are the global majority. Oh, white people. I saw a video that said white people are only 7%. Is that true? Not exactly. I don't think that's true. Then I do believe it's 2043 is when white people will become a minority. I think it's 2043 is where estimates are that white people will become a minority in America. So guess what? It is not just happening here. It's happening all over the globe. White people are not having babies. White people are not having babies. So they need apartheid. They need white supremacy to keep the power. Those that want that, not all white people. Let me just make that statement. Not all white people are in or for white supremacy. But there is a batch for minority rule. This affects poor white people just as much as it affects black people. Maybe I should rephrase that. It's going to affect white people, but black people it affects us more. Yeah, there we go. That would be the right statement. And I mean, think about worrying about someone that's 13. Black people are only 13% of the population. And you are worried about DEI and everything else that helps them. There's something psychologically wrong. That's white supremacy. How does 13%, the fair treatment of the 13% affect you? Does it? How is it, the browning of America is going to affect you? Right? That's just the way it is, guys. So here we are. So I'm going to let you guys go. And but yeah, there were more in the headlines. But again, I I am very passionate about using teachable moments. Let the Elon salute be a teachable moment. And that's it. I'm going to let you guys go. Tomorrow is our Trend Watch Thursday, and we'll have the whole panel and everybody on here, the guests, whoever wants to pop on can come on tomorrow as we talk about news. But we have you guys here. Also, look at Keith Boken, his feed on Instagram. He has a lot of good stuff on there. Who else? Obviously, you have Taylor Cohen, Brian on YouTube. Check out Brian. Brian's been really good with some really special guests and sharing about what's going on. Mark Elias, who is taking up the mantle to fight all of this in court. So you want to pray for, someone to pray for Mark Elias, I should say, Mark Elias. And we are going to look at what movie it is. Let's go back there. I want to get it out here. Let me go back to Jamal saying, so I can put that movie back up on the screen. It will be in the description. But definitely the movie that, where is it? The Boys from Brazil. The Boys from Brazil. I'll be watching that movie. Okay, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being with me here. Again, share it with someone. Share, and let's get out there and make a difference. Let's not let just because the media is not doing their job doesn't mean the people can't do theirs. We still have a voice, and we can still use it. Yeah, I heard about. He fired Keisha Lance Bottoms in the middle of the night on his first night, but she already resigned. Woo! We are up for this. It's gonna be a rough 4 years, guys, and longer, because I don't think he's going anywhere after 4 years. So y'all, this is it. This is it. If he's alive, he's gonna be there. And just my opinion. That's my opinion. That's not a fact. That's my opinion. I do not believe there'll be a normal election in 2028. I do believe those days are gone. And yeah. Yeah, reading that. I read that. Yeah, Dr. Tachi. The Keisha thing was good. She said, "You dummy." And I was so happy she did it first, but outsmarted him. Yeah, he's vengeful. He's a real bad man. You know what? I've been trying to reach out, but I have not gotten an answer from Brian. Yeah, I'm going to try him again today. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Yes, if anybody has Brian's number, reach out to him and see what's going on. I'm going to do my part today to reach out as well as soon as I get off of here. Thank you for that reminder, Chris. Okay, guys, thank you so much. And I want to say have a wonderful hump day. Do something special. Do something special for you. Also, keep your mind, keep your sanity, and stay clear of all the crazies when you can. Don't let it over consume you. Okay, guys, love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.